The sentencing. In the gleaming crystal spires of Lumina Prime, capital world of the galactic Concordat, Zara Vex stood before the High Council, her luminescent skin pulsing with barely contained anger. The young Luminian woman, known for her exceptional abilities in quantum communications, faced the disapproving glares of her elders. Zara Vex, intoned High Counselor Thorin, his voice echoing through the vast chamber, "You stand accused of the gravest crime our society recognizes, unauthorized contact with a primitive species. How do you plead?" Zara's violet eyes flashed defiantly. "I plead guilty to seeking knowledge and understanding beyond our self-imposed boundaries. If that's a crime, then yes, I'm guilty." A murmur rippled through the assembled Luminians. Such open defiance was unheard of in their strictly ordered society. Thorin's brow furrowed, the bioluminescent patterns on his face shifting to convey his displeasure. "You admit to hacking our quantum firewalls, bypassing our most sacred protocols to communicate with humans." He spat the last word as if it left a foul taste in his mouth. "I did," Zara replied, her voice steady. "And I discovered that humans are far more complex and fascinating than our outdated databases suggest. They're not the primitive savages we've been led to believe. They're creative, resilient, and capable of great compassion." "Enough," Thorin thundered. "Your fascination with these creatures has clouded your judgment. You've violated the very foundations of our society. The penalty for such a transgression is clear." Zara felt a cold dread settle in her stomach. She knew the punishment for her actions, but hearing it pronounced made it terrifyingly real. "Zara Vex, you are hereby stripped of your status and position within Luminian society. Your quantum abilities will be suppressed, and you will be exiled to Earth to live among the very creatures you so admire. Perhaps then you will learn the folly of your actions." The chamber erupted in shocked whispers. Exile was rare, reserved only for the most egregious offenses. Zara stood tall, refusing to show the fear and uncertainty that threatened to overwhelm her. "Furthermore," Thorin continued, his voice cutting through the din, "you will be bound in service to a human, to truly understand the primitive nature of their existence. You will remain on Earth until such time as the Council deems you have learned your lesson and are fit to rejoin our society." Zara's mind reeled. Bound in service to a human. The concept was almost too much to bear. Yet, a small part of her thrilled at the opportunity to truly immerse herself in human culture, to learn firsthand about the species that had so captivated her imagination. As the guards led her away to prepare for her exile, Zara caught sight of her parents in the crowd. Her mother's face was a mask of sorrow and shame, while her father couldn't even meet her eyes. The reality of what she was losing hit her then, her family, her home, her entire world. In the days that followed, Zara was subjected to a battery of procedures designed to suppress her natural Luminian abilities. The quantum link that connected her to the vast network of her people's consciousness was severed, leaving her feeling isolated and vulnerable. A biodampener was implanted at the base of her skull, its cool metal a constant reminder of her punishment. As she stood before the shimmering portal that would transport her to Earth, Zara felt a mix of fear and excitement. She was leaving behind everything she had ever known, but she was also embarking on an adventure beyond her wildest dreams. "Remember, Zara Vex," Thorin said, his voice devoid of emotion, "this is not an opportunity for exploration. It is a punishment. You will learn the true nature of these humans, and you will come to regret your misguided fascination." Zara lifted her chin defiantly. "We'll see," she replied, before stepping through the portal and into an uncertain future. The journey through the quantum tunnel was disorienting, a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations that seemed to last both an eternity and no time at all. When Zara's feet finally touched solid ground, she found herself in a small, cluttered room that assaulted her senses with unfamiliar sights and smells. A gruff voice startled her. "So, you're the alien, huh? Didn't expect you to look so human." Zara turned to face the speaker, a middle-aged man with weathered features and piercing blue eyes. This, she realized with a jolt, must be the human she was meant to serve. "I am Zara Vex of Lumina Prime," she said, striving to keep her voice steady. "And you are?" The man grunted. Jack Hawkins. "Welcome to your new home, I guess." As Zara took in her surroundings, the worn furniture, the strange devices cluttering every surface, the view of a vast, untamed wilderness beyond the windows, she realized that her adventure on Earth was just beginning. And despite the circumstances that had brought her here, she couldn't help but feel a thrill of excitement at the challenges and discoveries that lay ahead. Little did Zara know that her exile would set in motion a series of events that would not only change her life, but also challenge the very foundations of both human and Luminian society. As she stood there, facing the gruff human who was to be her keeper, the threads of fate began to weave a tapestry of interstellar intrigue, unlikely alliances, and a love that would transcend the boundaries of worlds. Part 1 ends here, setting the stage for Zara's new life on Earth and her interactions with Jack Hawkins. The story is poised to explore themes of cultural misunderstanding, the nature of humanity, and the potential for growth and change when faced with new perspectives. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into Zara's adjustment to life on Earth and the beginning of her relationship with Jack. Earthbound revelations. The Montana wilderness stretched out before Zara Vex like an alien landscape, its raw beauty both terrifying and exhilarating. As she stood on the porch of Jack Hawkins' isolated cabin, her luminescent skin dimmed to blend with the fading twilight, she couldn't help but feel a pang of longing for her crystal home world. "Quit gawking and make yourself useful," Jack's gruff voice cut through her reverie. "Them chickens ain't gonna feed themselves." Zara turned, her violet eyes narrowing. "I am an advanced quantum communications specialist, not a chicken tender." Jack's weathered face cracked into a wry smile. "Well, princess, welcome to Earth. Here, we all pull our weight." As Zara reluctantly followed Jack to the chicken coop, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this human than met the eye. His calloused hands moved with surprising gentleness as he scattered feed, and his eyes held a depth of knowledge that belied his rough exterior. "Why do you live so far from your civilization centers?" Zara asked, curiosity getting the better of her. Jack paused, his expression unreadable. Sometimes, the best way to understand humanity is to step away from it for a while. Their days fell into a routine, with Jack teaching Zara the basics of Earth survival. She learned to chop wood, tend the small garden, and even milk the cantankerous old goat Jack, affectionately called Mrs. Trouble. Each task was a challenge to her Luminian sensibilities, but Zara found herself oddly enjoying the physicality of the work. One evening, as they sat by the crackling fire, Jack finally broached the subject of her exile. "So, what do you do to piss off your fancy alien council?" Zara hesitated, then decided honesty was the best approach. "I hacked our quantum firewalls to learn more about humans. My people. They believe your species is primitive, dangerous. But I saw something different in my research. I saw potential." Jack's eyebrows shot up. "Potential, huh? And what do you think now that you're here?" "I think," Zara paused, choosing her words carefully, "I think there's still much for me to learn." As weeks turned to months, Zara found herself adapting to Earth life in ways she never expected. She marveled at the changing seasons, the wild unpredictability of weather, and the sheer diversity of life that thrived in the forest around them. Jack, for his part, proved to be a patient teacher, his gruff exterior slowly giving way to a dry wit and surprising depth of knowledge. One day, while foraging for berries, Zara's Bleo dampener malfunctioned, sending a jolt of pain through her body. As she crumpled to the ground, her natural bioluminescence flared, bathing the forest in an ethereal glow. Jack was at her side in an instant, his face a mask of concern. "Zara, what's happening?" Through gritted teeth, Zara explained about the dampener, the device that suppressed her natural abilities. To her surprise, Jack's eyes lit up with understanding. "Hell, why didn't you say something sooner? I might be able to help with that." Back at the cabin, Jack revealed a hidden room filled with advanced technology that rivaled anything Zara had seen on Lumina Prime. As he worked to recalibrate her dampener, Zara's mind raced with questions. "Who are you really, Jack Hawkins?" Jack sighed, his fingers deftly manipulating holographic controls. "Let's just say I'm not your average Montana hermit. There's a reason the Luminian Council chose me to be your keeper." As the dampener's pain subsided, Zara felt a new connection forming, not the vast quantum network of her people, but something more intimate, a bridge between her and this enigmatic human who was quickly becoming more than just her reluctant host. Their relationship shifted after that day. Jack began teaching Zara about Earth's hidden history, the secret interstellar alliances, and the true nature of humanity's place in the galaxy. In turn, Zara shared her knowledge of Luminian technology and culture, filling in gaps in Jack's understanding. Together, they began to unravel a cosmic mystery that stretched back centuries, a hidden conflict between advanced races that threatened the delicate balance of the galaxy. Earth, it seemed, was at the center of it all. As they worked side by side, decoding ancient transmissions and piecing together fragments of a galactic puzzle, Zara found herself drawn to Jack in ways she never expected. His determination, his compassion, and his unwavering belief in the potential of both their species awakened feelings in her that defied Luminian logic. One night, as they stood under a sky ablaze with stars, Jack turned to Zara, his eyes reflecting the cosmic light. "You know, for all your advanced technology, I think your people missed something crucial about humanity." "And what's that?" Zara asked, her heart racing. "Our capacity for love," Jack said softly, reaching out to touch her luminescent cheek. "It's the most powerful force in the universe." As their lips met in a kiss that seemed to bridge the gap between worlds, Zara realized that her exile had become something else entirely, a journey of discovery, not just of humanity, but of herself. Little did they know that their blossoming relationship and their investigation into galactic secrets had not gone unnoticed. In the shadows of both Earth and Lumina Prime, forces were mobilizing, some to protect the unlikely pair, others to silence them before they could uncover truths that could reshape the cosmos. As the Montana night enveloped them, Zara and Jack stood at the precipice of a great adventure, one that would challenge everything they thought they knew about their places in the universe and the true nature of the bond forming between them. Cosmic convergence. The Montana night exploded into chaos as a fleet of sleek, obsidian ships pierced the atmosphere, their energy signatures scrambling every electronic device for miles. Zara and Jack burst from the cabin, eyes wide with a mix of fear and determination. "Novus Ordo," Jack growled, his hand instinctively reaching for Zara's. "The galaxy's most ruthless shadow organization. Looks like our little investigation rattled some pretty big cages." Zara's bioluminescence pulsed with nervous energy. "Jack, if they're here for the quantum cipher we uncovered, then the whole universe is in for one hell of a wake-up call," Jack finished, his eyes hardening with resolve. As the ships touched down, disgorging squads of biomechanical soldiers, Jack revealed yet another surprise. With a series of complex hand gestures, he activated a hidden defense grid around the property. Shimmering force fields sprang to life, and automated turrets emerged from innocent-looking boulders. "Quantum-linked defense matrix," Jack explained with a roguish grin. "A little souvenir from my welder days." Zara couldn't help but smile despite the danger. "Jack Hawkins, you continue to defy all my expectations of humans." As they retreated to the hidden tech room, Zara felt a surge of admiration for her human companion. In the months they'd spent together, she'd seen glimpses of his mysterious past, but this was something else entirely. Jack moved with the precision of a seasoned operative, his earlier gruffness replaced by laser-like focus. "We need to get the cipher off-world," Jack said, his fingers flying over holographic controls. "I've got a buddy in the Andromeda Resistance who can keep it safe until we figure out our next move." Zara nodded, her own hands manipulating quantum algorithms with blinding speed. I can piggyback the data on a tachyon burst. It'll be untraceable, but we'll only have one shot. As they worked in perfect sync, the sounds of battle raged outside. The defense grid was holding, but the Novus Ordo forces were relentless. Suddenly, a familiar voice crackled over a hidden comm system. "Jack, you old scoundrel. Looks like you could use a hand." Jack's face lit up with a mixture of relief and exasperation. "Kira, how the hell did you find us?" A sleek ship, shimmering with cloaking technology, materialized above the firefight. Its weapons blazed to life, cutting through the Novus Ordo ranks with surgical precision. "Let's just say a little birdie told me you were sitting on some pretty hot intel," Kira's voice replied, laden with mischief. "Now, how about you two lovebirds grab what you need and get ready for pickup? This party's about to get a whole lot more interesting." As Jack and Zara raced to gather essential equipment, the alien woman felt a surge of emotions she was still learning to process. The adrenaline of battle, the thrill of outsmarting their enemies, and beneath it all, a growing warmth whenever she looked at Jack. "Your past is certainly coming back to haunt us," Zara quipped as they dodged a stray energy blast. Jack flashed her a roguish grin that made her heart skip. "Sweetheart, you ain't seen nothing yet." They burst from the cabin just as Kira's ship touched down, its boarding ramp descending amidst the chaos. As they sprinted towards their escape, a massive Novus Ordo mech landed between them and freedom, its weapons powering up with an ominous hum. Without hesitation, Zara reached deep within herself, pushing past the limitations of her dampener. Her body erupted in a dazzling display of bioluminescence, the quantum energies coursing through her overloading the mech's systems. Jack stared at her in awe. "Now that's what I call a light show." Hand in hand, they raced up the ramp, the ship already lifting off as the hatch sealed behind them. In the cockpit, they found a green-skinned woman with a shock of silver hair at the controls, her four arms working in perfect harmony. "Kira, I presume," Zara said, trying to catch her breath. The alien woman winked one of her three eyes. "In the flesh, sugar. Now, let's see what kind of trouble you two have stirred up this time." As they broke atmosphere, the true scale of the situation became clear. A massive Novus Ordo battlecruiser loomed in orbit, its weapon systems charging. "Hold on to your butts," Kira growled, her hands dancing over the controls. "This is gonna get bumpy." What followed was a death-defying dance through a field of energy blasts and quantum torpedoes. Kira's ship, which she lovingly called the Cosmic Trickster, lived up to its name, pulling off maneuvers that defied the laws of physics. As they finally broke free, jumping to faster-than-light travel, Jack turned to Zara, his eyes shining with a mixture of excitement and something deeper. "I know this isn't exactly the quiet Earth life you were sentenced to," he said softly, taking her hand. "But I've got to admit, I'm pretty damn glad you're here." Zara felt a warmth spreading through her chest. "There's nowhere else I'd rather be, Jack Hawkins." Kira's voice cut through the moment. "Hate to break up the love fest, but we've got a bigger problem. That quantum cipher you snagged, it's not just some random piece of intel. It's the key to an ancient superweapon capable of rewriting the very fabric of space-time." Jack and Zara exchanged worried glances. Their discovery was far more dangerous than they'd realized. "So," Kira continued, a mischievous glint in her eyes, "who's ready for a good old-fashioned universe-saving adventure?" As the Cosmic Trickster hurtled through the star-studded void, Zara realized that her exile had become something far greater than she could have ever imagined. She was no longer just an observer of humanity, but a vital part of a cosmic struggle that would shape the destiny of galaxies. And at the center of it all was Jack, the human who had opened her eyes, her mind, and perhaps most surprisingly, her heart to possibilities she never knew existed. Their journey was just beginning, and the universe would never be the same. Quantum entanglement. The Cosmic Trickster hurtled through the quantum slipstream, its advanced cloaking technology barely keeping them ahead of the Novus Ordo pursuit. Inside the ship's holographic war room, Zara, Jack, and Kira huddled around a shimmering 3D projection of the quantum cipher. "I've seen a lot of weird stuff in my day," Kira mused, her three eyes narrowing, "but this takes the cake. It's like it's alive somehow." Zara nodded, her bioluminescence pulsing in sync with the cipher's rhythmic patterns. "It's more than just a key. It's a bridge between dimensions, a cosmic DNA strand that connects all realities." Jack ran a hand through his disheveled hair, his roguish charm tempered by the weight of their discovery. "So, we're not just talking about a superweapon. We're talking about the power to reshape existence itself." "Bingo handsome," Kira winked. "And every power-hungry psychopath in the galaxy wants a piece of it." As they debated their next move, the ship suddenly lurched, alarms blaring. A massive vortex had opened in space, its swirling energies defying all known laws of physics. "Quantum anomaly," Kira shouted, her forearms working furiously at the controls. "Hang on to something." The cosmic trickster was sucked into the vortex, reality itself seeming to bend and twist around them. When the chaos finally subsided, they found themselves in a realm beyond imagination. Countless parallel Earths floated in a sea of cosmic energy, each one a reflection of a different choice, a different path in history. Zara gasped as she saw versions of herself, some still on Lumina Prime, others in vastly different scenarios across the multiverse. "Great goodly moodly," Jack whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. "Are we seeing everything that could have been?" Before anyone could respond, a voice echoed through their minds, ancient, powerful, and tinged with both wisdom and mischief. "Welcome, travelers, to the nexus of all realities. We've been expecting you." A being of pure energy materialized before them, constantly shifting between forms, sometimes appearing human, other times Viminian, and occasionally taking shapes beyond comprehension. "I am the Cosmic Weaver," the entity proclaimed, "guardian of the multiverse and architect of destiny, and you, my dear friends, have stumbled upon the greatest secret of existence." As the Weaver explained, Zara and Jack learned that the quantum cipher was actually a fragment of the cosmic loom, the metaphysical structure that maintained the balance between all realities. The Novus Ordo sought to unravel the loom, believing they could reshape the multiverse in their image. "But why show us all this?" Zara asked, her scientific mind reeling from the implications. The Cosmic Weaver's form settled briefly into a mirror image of Zara and Jack combined. "Because, my children, you are the key to saving not just your reality, but all realities." The entity waved a hand, and suddenly Zara and Jack were awash in visions of their past lives across the multiverse. In every iteration, across countless timelines, they found each other. Sometimes as allies, sometimes as adversaries, but always connected. "You are quantum-entangled souls," the Weaver explained, "bound together across all of existence. Your union, Luminian and human, represents the harmony that the multiverse thrives for." Jack turned to Zara, his eyes shining with a mix of awe and deep affection. "I guess we were meant to be across every star and every lifetime." Zara felt a surge of emotion she was only beginning to understand. "Jack, I think this feeling, this love as you call it transcends everything I thought I knew about the universe." Their moment was interrupted by a burst of quantum energy as a Novus Ordo strike team breached the nexus. Leading them was a face Jack knew all too well, his former mentor and now sworn enemy, Admiral Cronus. Well, Cronus sneered, his cybernetic eye glowing ominously. "Isn't this a touching reunion? Hand over the cipher, Jack, and I might let your little alien girlfriend live." "Not a chance, Kronos," Jack growled, placing himself protectively in front of Zara. "You taught me better than to negotiate with megalomaniacs." What followed was a reality-bending battle across multiple dimensions. Zara and Jack, their quantum entanglement now awakened, found they could communicate telepathically, anticipating each other's moves with uncanny precision. Kira proved her worth as well, her shape-shifting abilities allowing her to adapt to each shifting reality they fought through. "Now this is what I call a party," she whooped as she took down Novus Ordo agents across parallel Earths. As the battle reached its climax, Zara realized that the key to defeating Kronos lay not in fighting, but in understanding. She reached out with her mind, connecting not just with Jack, but with the very fabric of the multiverse itself. In a blinding flash of quantum energy, Zara, Jack, and Kronos were transported to a realm of pure consciousness. Here, they witnessed the birth and death of galaxies, the intricate dance of probabilities that shaped reality. "Don't you see, Kronos?" Zara pleaded. "The multiverse isn't something to be controlled. It's a living, breathing entity that thrives on balance and harmony." Jack joined in, his consciousness merging with Zara's. "We're all part of something greater than ourselves. Your quest for power is meaningless in the face of cosmic unity." For a moment, Kronos' hardened exterior cracked, a flicker of understanding crossing his face. But the allure of ultimate power proved too strong. With a roar of defiance, he longed for the manifestation of the quantum cipher. In that instant, Zara and Jack moved as one, their combined energies forming a shield of pure quantum potential. Kronos' attack backfired, the cosmic energies he sought to control overwhelming him. As Kronos disintegrated into the quantum foam of creation, the cosmic weaver reappeared, a look of satisfaction on its ever-changing face. "You have passed the test," it proclaimed. "The multiverse is safe for now, but your journey is far from over." With a wave of its hand, the weaver sent them hurtling back to their own reality. They found themselves on the cosmic trickster, with Kira looking at them in bewilderment. "Oh, guys, you've been standing there staring at each other for like 2 seconds. What the heck happened?" Zara and Jack exchanged knowing smiles. In the span of a cosmic heartbeat, they had traversed realities, fought for the fate of existence itself, and discovered a love that transcended time and space. As the cosmic trickster plotted a course for their next adventure, Zara curled her fingers around Jack's hand, marveling at how right it felt. "So," she said, a hint of her old scientific curiosity creeping into her voice, "what do you think our next lifetime has in store for us?" Jack grinned, pulling her close. "With you by my side, I'd say the possibilities are infinite." As they shared a kiss that seemed to make the very stars sing, Kira rolled all 3 of her eyes affectionately. "All right, lovebirds, let's go save the universe. Again." The cosmic trickster leaped into quantum space, carrying with it 2 souls now forever entwined, their love a beacon of hope for all realities. Harmonic convergence. The cosmic trickster emerged from quantum space into a maelstrom of cosmic energy. The very fabric of reality seemed to be unraveling around them, parallel universes bleeding into one another in a dazzling display of creation and destruction. "Sweet mother of black holes," Kira whispered, her 3 eyes wide with awe. "What did you 2 do in that quantum moment?" Zara and Jack exchanged knowing glances, their quantum entanglement humming with shared understanding. "We didn't just save our universe," Zara explained, her bioluminescence pulsing with excited energy. "We set in motion the harmonic convergence." "The what now?" Kira asked, deftly maneuvering the ship through a storm of temporospatial anomalies. Jack grinned, the roguish glint in his eye tempered by newfound cosmic wisdom. "Think of it as a universal reset button, a chance for all realities to find balance and evolve." As if on cue, a massive quantum shockwave rocked the ship. The viewscreen lit up with an impossible sight: billions of parallel Earths, each representing a different possibility, slowly spiraling towards a central point of blinding light. "The nexus," Zara breathed. "It's calling all realities home." Suddenly, the ship's communications crackled to life. A familiar voice, tinged with desperation, filled the cockpit. "This is High Counselor Thorin of Lumina Prime. To any beings receiving this message, our world is collapsing. We need help." Zara felt a surge of conflicting emotions. The very people who had exiled her were now pleading for assistance. She turned to Jack, seeing her own internal struggle reflected in his eyes. "What do you think, Starshine?" he asked softly. "Ready to face your past and shape the future?" Zara squared her shoulders, a determined smile playing on her lips. "Let's rewrite some cosmic history." With Kira's expert piloting, they navigated the chaotic sea of converging realities, finally breaking through to a sight that took their breath away. Lumina Prime, in all its crystalline glory, was shattering like glass, its fragments drifting towards the nexus, along with countless other worlds. As they landed amidst the chaos, Zara and Jack were met by a group of panicked Luminians, led by a humbled Forerun. "Zara Vex," he said, his voice heavy with regret. "We were wrong about so much. About you, about humans, about our place in the cosmos." Zara felt Jack's reassuring presence beside her as she addressed her former people. "The universe is far more complex and beautiful than we ever imagined," she said, "and now we have a chance to be part of something greater." What followed was a whirlwind of action as Zara, Jack, and Kira worked to stabilize Lumina Prime long enough for its people to evacuate. They used their combined knowledge of quantum mechanics, Earth ingenuity, and cosmic wisdom to create a temporal bubble, slowing the planet's dissolution. As the last of the Luminians boarded massive arc ships, ready to journey into an uncertain future, Zara found herself face to face with her parents. "We're so proud of you," her mother said, tears shimmering in her luminescent eyes. "You've grown in ways we never could have imagined." Zara embraced them, feeling the last vestiges of her old resentment melt away. "The exile was the best thing that could have happened to me," she said, smiling at Jack. "It led me to my true path." With Lumina Prime evacuated, our heroes returned to the cosmic trickster, ready to face the final phase of the harmonic convergence. But as they approached the nexus, a chilling realization set in. "The convergence is unstable," Zara said, her hands flying over holographic displays. "There's too much cosmic discord. If we don't balance it somehow, the entire multiverse could collapse into nothingness." Jack's face set in grim determination. "Then we'll just have to jump-start it ourselves." Kira looked at them like they'd grown second heads. "And how exactly do you plan to do that?" Cosmic jazz hands. Zara and Jack shared a look of deep understanding. "Our quantum entanglement," they said in unison. As Kira piloted them into the heart of the nexus, Zara and Jack prepared for the most daring feat in cosmic history. They would use their unique bond, the perfect harmony of Luminian and human, to catalyze the harmonic convergence. "You know this might unmake us, right?" Jack said softly, taking Zara's hands in his. "We could be scattered across realities or cease to exist entirely." Zara smiled, her violet eyes shimmering with tears and starlight. "As long as I'm with you, my love, I'm ready for anything." Their lips met in a kiss that seemed to make the very cosmos hold its breath. As they poured their essence into the nexus, their consciousnesses expanded, encompassing all of time and space. In that eternal moment, they witnessed the entire history of the multiverse, every joy, every sorrow, every triumph and failure. They saw countless versions of themselves, living out infinite possibilities. And through it all, their love remained constant, a beacon of hope across the vast expanse of existence. With a reality-altering flash, the harmonic convergence stabilized. Billions of universes merged and realigned, finding a perfect balance between unity and diversity. As the cosmic storm subsided, the cosmic trickster drifted in a sea of newborn stars. Kira's voice, filled with awe and a touch of her usual sass, broke the silence. Guys, you might want to see this." Zara and Jack, their bodies still tingling with residual cosmic energy, looked out at a transformed reality. The universe sparkled with new life and possibility. Planets that had been barren teemed with diverse ecosystems. Civilizations that had been at war for eons now reached out to each other in peace. But the biggest surprise awaited them as they turned to each other. Their bodies had changed, becoming something new, a perfect blend of Luminian and human. Their skin shimmered with subdued bioluminescence, and their eyes held the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. "Well," Jack said with a grin, flexing his slightly elongated fingers, "this is new." Zara laughed, a sound like tinkling crystals. "My love, I think new is an understatement." As they marveled at their transformed selves and the reborn cosmos around them, a familiar presence made itself known. The cosmic weaver appeared, its ever-shifting form now including aspects of Zara and Jack. "Congratulations, children of the stars," it said, its voice resonating with cosmic harmony. "You have ushered in a new age of cosmic evolution. The boundaries between species, between realities, have been forever changed." "So, what happens now?" Kira asked, still trying to wrap her three heads around everything that had occurred. The cosmic weaver's form rippled with amusement. "Now, my dear friends, the real adventure begins. A new multiverse awaits exploration, full of wonders beyond imagination." As the weaver faded away, Zara and Jack turned to each other, their quantum-entangled hearts beating as one. "Ready to see what's out there?" Jack asked, his eyes twinkling with the light of newborn galaxies. Zara's answering smile was radiant. "With you? Always." Kira groaned good-naturedly as she fired up the cosmic trickster's engines. "All right, lovebirds. Where to first in this brave new cosmos?" As the ship leaped into quantum space, Zara and Jack stood hand in hand, their transformed bodies a testament to the power of love to transcend all boundaries. They had begun as exile and keeper, grown into partners and lovers, and emerged as something entirely new, cosmic explorers ready to write the next chapter in the grand story of existence. The universe, reborn through the power of their bond, sparkled with infinite possibility. And somewhere in the vast cosmic dance, the harmonic convergence continued, a symphony of unity and diversity echoing across eternity. Their story, of love, growth, and cosmic evolution, would be told across countless worlds, inspiring generations to look to the stars and imagine what could be. For in the end, they had proven that the greatest force in any universe is not power or knowledge, but the simple, profound magic of two hearts beating as one.